It's me.
Oh, I'm glad to hear you again, Martin. Why didn't you call earlier?
That one is a long story. I lost my cell phone.
Have you run into problems?
More than that. We are not the only ones interested in this matter.
That was to be expected. You should tell me more in person.
I agree.
But one thing that I must know right away. Curiosity won't let me wait. Have you been successful?
Yes, I have.
Excellent. I knew I could rely on you. Where are you now? Can you make it to my mansion?
If everything goes as planned, I should be able to get there in about an hour.
Very well. Let's not lose any more time. I'll be expecting you.
I'll set off immediately.
And Martin, be careful.
More than ever. One can't go down to the sea during high tide. Crates, fish, and more fish in even more crates. Not much, except the smell. Hey, can I talk to you for a minute? Can I have a word with you?
Can't you see I've got work to do?
Well, I need your boat.
What now? You can forget about that right now. See this pile of crates? It's gotta be unloaded by midnight. And I need a good night's sleep too. So leave me alone.
They're empty, no fish. However, they stink as if they were full. It smells of fish. Whew. I can tell even over here. Can you come out here for a while, please? Listen, there's no way I can get anywhere at this hour without your boat. I'll pay you premium for the ferriage.
Oh, now that sounds better. I never reject money. But I can't go anywhere until I unload. Except, maybe. Now, you could give me a hand with the crates, and when we're done, we can set off.
No, that's impossible. I've got to be there as soon as I can.
Your call. Like I said, first the load, then the boat.
Hey, can I talk to you for a minute?
So you changed your mind, eh?
Yes, I have, I think. How long is it going to take, approximately?
Well, if we do hurry it, we could set off in about an hour.
Okay, let's do it.
That's something I like to hear. See? Just a little hard work and sweat, and it's done.
Damn crates, what the heck do you have in these? I can barely feel my hands. In fact, I feel as if I can touch my knees.
Now you know how tough a job us fishermen work. Thanks, man. If it wasn't for you, I'd probably have to sweat it out this morning by myself.
Guess I'm supposed to say you're welcome, but I don't actually think so.
What a joker, I like that. Okay, let's settle the price so we can go.
What? You still want money?
Hey, like I said earlier, I'm not sailing anywhere at night for free.
All right, you'll get it on the way back, agreed?
Deal. Welcome aboard my humble boat. She's got some miles on her. Not even the biggest waves can slow her down.
I sure hope we get to that island fast.
Don't worry, we'll be off in a minute.
I'll be back in an hour or so. Wait for me here.
Okay.
The walk to the mansion only took me a little while. I've come this way so many times before that I could easily do it with a blindfold on. Soon I was standing in front of the main gate. My uncle's mansion, a beautiful residence in winter as well as in summer. It's me, Martin.
Come on in. Welcome, Martin. I couldn't wait to see you here. Sit down. Tell me everything you've found.
I don't even know where to start. So much has happened. You already know what went on in Prague.
Yes, unfortunately I do. I deeply regret Barbora's death.
What happened to her was not an accident. Somebody has been a step ahead of us all this time.
I should have anticipated that. I could have warned her. If only I had known, I would have been more careful.
The murderer is still out there somewhere. You mustn't blame yourself.
Yes, you're probably right. There is no time for sorrow. Tell me what you have discovered. I must know it all.
Right. Well, when I arrived, I knew instantly that I was at the right place. I told my uncle the whole story from my arrival at the mine to the unexpected rendezvous with the colleague deep within the corridors of the German archive. He grew very excited when I started describing the underground shelter. And when I was talking about the secret laboratory, his eyes shimmered and his expression became even more tense. It was obvious that I had found what he had been looking for in vain for so long. When I was finished with my narration, it took him a while to speak again.
We are close to obtaining the answer to perhaps the oldest questions that mankind has ever had. Finally, we have an opportunity to prove to everybody that we are not alone and have never been alone on Earth. What you have seen in that laboratory were remains of a machine that had not been built by the hand of man. An artifact so powerful that it can heal and even make life longer. But that's not the reason I sent you there. My main and only objective is to acquire real evidence of extraterrestrial life. That thing you showed me makes me certain that we are close. It is similar to the one I have, only the shape is different. Have a look.
Yes, they're almost identical.
This one I found many years ago in the Temple of Stone, and I'm positive there's 3 of them in total. Yours, which God knows how the Germans have seized, mine, and the one hidden in the Temple of Dawn. I made this discovery on my last expedition. Unfortunately, I didn't succeed in retrieving the last statue from the temple. Which is your task now. We must not cease to search.
Of course, but where exactly do we resume?
Everything has been arranged already. I had plans this long before I even called you to go to Prague. The destination is Mexico. It's a pity I'm too old for such a journey. You'll have to set out alone.
It won't be easy in all this haste.
This letter here is for my good friend in Mexico, with whom I went through many a great experience in my youth. He owns a junk shop right in the town square of a small village called Tekulut. Finding this spot isn't exactly easy, but you'll manage. Look him up and make use of his help.
I'll try to.
The airline tickets are in the envelope along with the letter. I will put both our keys into my safe for the night. Come pick them up in the morning.
Agreed. At least I'll sleep more calmly.
I'll also give you my map that I acquired in Mexico. It might help you. But let's leave that for tomorrow. Now go.
After I left the mansion, I felt a mixture of sensations within me. An ambition to discover and prove something, but also a fear of the unknown. On my way back to the hotel, so many thoughts were running through my mind, I hardly paid any attention to the sailing on the waves of night. It didn't take long for the foggy silhouette of the harbor to emerge from the darkness.
Hey, you!
Who is it?
Good evening. Hopefully we haven't been too rough on you. I actually despise violence, but my son appears to take great pleasure in it.
Who are you? And what do you want from me?
Certainly you remember my son.
What? That is your son?
Unfortunately, I overestimated his abilities when I sent him into the mine after you. Father! Quiet! You see, I actually respect my adversaries.
Too bad I can't say the same thing.
I understand. But now, listen very carefully. You don't have the faintest idea what you're dealing with.
Oh, I've heard that one before.
I have devoted my whole life to Project Nibiru, and now that I'm so close to finishing it, nobody can stop me. Nobody!
Project Nibiru? What do you know about it anyway?
Everything! It was me who started it, and it's going to be me who gets it through the final phase.
That's gotta be nonsense. What the heck are you talking about? I mean, don't get offended, but at this point, that project is over 70 years old. You see, I've got proof. I found a journal down there, but I've got it right here.
Not anymore. I took my precious notes back.
Hold on, are you trying to tell me that it was you who wrote that journal? I'm not stupid. I can count. You would have to be at least 90, maybe even 100 years old?
Exactly 102. I say math is your strong subject. The project was supposed to serve as a new weapon for the Reich's war machinery. But those fools didn't believe me. That's why I built that underground shelter and continued the research alone. I am the scientist you read about in the journal, young man.
I don't believe you.
You want proof? You saw in my old labs the remains of a machine that I acquired in Mexico many years ago, right?
Well, yes.
That technology is an actual miracle. It can keep an arbitrary cell alive almost indefinitely.
No, that's just impossible. How could you...
Know all this if I were lying? You can keep thinking about it when we leave. Now that you have even managed to open my safe, I used my original notes from the journal to finish my work. In other circumstances, I would actually thank you. Pity we have to part now. Farewell.